Hey, folks, it's that time once again. It's time for the Cowboy and Cherry short show video version.
Ooh.
The video version,
Yes.
Sarah. See, there you are, and that beautiful. What is that on your dress? That's gorgeous.
That's flowers.
They're flowers. They look almost like little ducks or something. Nope, those are them. Them are not ducks. Them are flowers. You ever heard that?
If they were ducks, they would be yellow, I think.
Yes, there was a guy years ago called MR Ducks, and my teacher used to say MR not ducks, them are birds. But anyway, so tell me, Sarah, have you had? I'm getting out of frame here. I get out of frame all the time, so it's my frame that gets me out of frame. I can get in trouble that way. So we're live on Facebook. Looks like somebody's watching us. Maybe that's me. I don't know.
Maybe it is.
Maybe we'll get some comments. I don't know. So we've got some good stuff here, Sarah. But first, I got to tell you, we're drinking our soda,
Yay.
and our coffee out of our mugs.
Mm-hmm.
We're pouring it into our mugs.
Ah.
Mugs from our mugs.
Mugs from our mugs? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I like, you got me a blender this week.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it, and I've been freezing the Diet Coke Zero, and I've been making these wonderful frozen Cokes. There I am with a frozen Coke. I love those frozen Cokes. Look at that. I look so happy. I look cartoonishly happy.
You always do, usually.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm cartoonishly happy.
And I love that about you.
I love that smile, but I can't do that too often. They'll put a white coat on me and send me off in a wagon somewhere.
I'll still love you no matter what.
I'm sure, so... But we got to think about what a great show we had last week, talking about all the restaurants we ate at as kids, restaurants and snack shops and stuff. Mm-hmm. And we thought we'd talk about some of the other things growing up, as I got to enjoy more of the 70s than you did, unfortunately.
Well...
Or maybe fortunately for your side.
I don't know if that's fortunate or unfortunate.
Yeah, so we thought we'd talk about some of the toys.
Yeah.
Most of them are from the 70s.
Sure.
And some of them into the 80s, I guess. We'll talk.
Right.
Maybe we'll do another show on 80s toys later.
Rubik's
that would
Cubes
be fun.
and so forth.
That sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But this was one that started in the 70s.
Sure.
I remember going over to a friend's house, and he had one of these. Mm-hmm. And I tried so hard not to commit breaking of one of the commandments, the one about coveting. I wanted one of these. You know, nowadays the games that they play, the controllers,
Right.
Look like they're designed by NASA engineers with so many different buttons.
Right.
It's unreal. I can't play them. I tried to with Seth. I tried to play them. I couldn't do it. But my favorite game on this, I had a couple. One of my favorite games was Tank.
Okay.
You know, where you shoot the tank, you'd shoot your opponent in his tank, and the tank would, I'm going to try to get my hand in frame, spin around like that before it'd stop.
Okay.
And you had to wait for it to stop, because then you'd have to move your tank to aim at your opponent and try to shoot him before he shot you again.
Okay.
And multiple shots and multiple spins could make you lose the game rather quickly. I also there was a game, my friend Rusty gave it to me, let me borrow it, called River Raid. Did you have any favorite Atari games?
Frogger was okay.
Frogger?
Yeah.
Yeah, Frogger was decent. I ended up playing Frogger in real life when I lived in Pontiac, sometimes trying to walk across the street. It was pretty sad.
But there was also one where you had to smash the other person's castle wall.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
And then along came Tetris and that sort of thing, so...
Yeah, I was never still real big on
I
those.
wasn't good at Tetris much either, so... Then there was this. Did you have one of these, the Barbie dolls?
Well, I had Barbie dolls. I just didn't have the disco version.
That's the 70s version, actually.
Yeah. No, not...
Look at that hair. Good grief.
I was looking more at the white suit, actually.
Yeah, the white suit. No,
no, not my style. Thank you very much.
We didn't have, of course, guys, we didn't play with Barbie dolls. We didn't even play with Ken dolls. We played with the G.I. Joes.
Yes.
So that was our thing. Mm-hmm. Then there was this. I so wanted one of these.
I know you did.
I did. I'm going to let everybody in on a secret. My dad said that if I would stop clipping and picking my nails back, he would get me one of those. And maybe next year. I used to love going over to his friend's house. The coolest thing about those, and you can't see one in this picture,
What?
is it had a handbrake on the right side.
Oh.
And if you could get going down the sidewalk super fast, turn that wheel, and pull that handbrake, you would go into a spin that was out of this world. It was those were fun. Let's go on to the next one.
I just wait till snow days when I was driving.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
This was the
Bionic
Man. And this thing was a little creepy. I don't know who designed this, but they might have should have been knocked in the back of the head. You can see one eye there is a little blacker than the other.
Right.
That is because that is the bionic eye.
Ooh.
And what that is there's a little lens in there, but it's a hole that goes all the way through the head.
Yeah.
There's a little lens placed in there, and supposedly you could look in the back of the head and see something across the room that was magnified a little bit. It didn't work.
Yeah, no.
You saw fuzzy lights is what you saw.
Oh.
But these came in a variety of different kits and uniforms and stuff, and
Bad production.
it was a weird, creepy toy, but it was very popular, and they made millions of them.
I don't doubt.
People are joining us there on the video. We've got more people coming in.
Excellent.
Hope you're enjoying this about 70s toys. This is good, fun stuff.
Yeah.
Even if the bottom of my chin is blocked out.
Well, hey, and I enjoyed Bristle Blocks, but you enjoyed...
Boggle.
Yeah.
This game supposedly made you smart.
Supposedly?
Supposedly made you smart. I was pretty good at it.
Okay.
Which because we play when we were dating and occasionally still at the restaurant tables, we play a version of this.
Right.
On our phones with each other.
Uh-huh.
And Sarah, be honest, who usually wins?
At this game, you do.
Yeah.
I have my game, though.
You do have... What game is the one that you usually win?
It's where they give you letters, just a certain amount.
Yeah,
like
and you
5
have
or
to make
6.
a number of words out of that.
Yeah.
I can't do that for some reason. Just mix up letters and make words. But put them all in a little box with a pattern. I'm pretty good. I see one word in that picture, glob.
Ah.
Yeah. So I can't really read the others too much.
Okay.
Hog. There's another word.
Okay.
So, yeah, we could play this all day. But anyway, the next one.
Yes.
The Bozo Bopper. The Bozo Bop.
Never had that pleasure.
No? You never had the Bozo Bop? I had an uncle that had one when he was little. Those things are a little creepy, too. Wake up in the middle of the night and see that staring at you.
Especially if you're afraid of clowns. Like someone in your family
I know somebody in my family who is deathly afraid of clowns.
Yes.
I made a anonymous email address one time called ittheclown@yahoo. And I sent him emails every now and then.
No.
And I would mention personal things.
Oh, no.
That only, it would never be something that I knew about him, but it would be things that his close circles would know about him, so he couldn't pin it down. But he got an IT specialist to track down the IP of one of the emails sent, and I believe it was, and he discovered it was me. But anyway... this is something my dad had. It wasn't really a toy.
Okay.
This was an exercise machine called the Bull Worker. This thing was not easy to do, but it was fun to mess around with. You could pull it out like it's showing there, but you could also press it down. You can see there's like hand grips at the top and bottom with finger grooves, and you could work on that. And that was a fun thing to do, fun thing to have around the house.
Looks like you can shoot your eye out.
Yeah, you probably could. You double that as a bow and arrow too. Yeah. So, did your dad ever have it, or did you in your family? Did you have anything like that?
No, actually, we didn't.
No. Okay. No. All right. Chinese checkers.
Ooh.
Do you remember Chinese checkers?
I remember them. I didn't play them very often.
We didn't play them too often, but we played them every now and then. It's a little different. It's a fun game. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time I played it, I was at somebody's house.
I was more of the aggravation game person.
Yeah. This was real popular when I was about 9th grade. This was the classic football game by Mattel. Good game.
Many a young boy got in trouble for that, playing that during school.
Right? I never was into football. I'm sure they did.
No, your family wasn't into football, were
But
they?
I had the Mattel classic baseball game, and I love that. So, let's see, what else we have here? Oh, yeah.
Connect 4.
Connect 4, great family game.
Vertical checkers.
Yeah, it is, and it's very easy to get what they call a cat's eye or a stalemate, where nobody wins.
Yeah, that was easy enough. But
I played this one time with my niece Claire, and it was kind of funny. We played this for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. And she got bored of it. She said she wanted to play regular checkers.
okay.
So we played checkers, and I made one move, and like I had 4 in a row of my black checkers on the checkerboard. And I said, I win. She said, what do you mean? I said, look, 4 in a row. And I showed her, and I said, what do you think about that? She said, I think you're confused. So this was a classic game of the 70s. Real
Of course.
Popular. So here's another one. Did you ever have an Easy Bake Oven?
I did not.
No?
No.
No, didn't they heat up like little pans of mix with a
Yeah.
light bulb?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you never had one?
No.
Huh. Seth had one. I'm afraid to admit that.
That's
What?
okay. Some of the great culinary chefs of the world are men.
Well, he used to joke that he wanted one, and he did that to get my goat a little bit, because I'm old-fashioned. I don't think boys should be playing with Easy Bake Ovens and
probably not.
Barbie dolls and stuff. I'm old-fashioned.
No.
I guess I'm not politically correct these days. I don't care. There's a reason why I have my values, and I'm holding to them. Doesn't mean I don't love anybody or anything. Anyway.
That's okay.
But somebody I know got him one as a joke, and he thought it was hilarious. But I will say this for the kid. He had the common sense. He never even took it out of the box.
Ah.
I have a confession to make.
Yes.
I did, and I made a brownie with it.
You were desperate, weren't you?
I wanted a brownie, and I'd never made one. I didn't know how to make one, but that came with the mix, and it came with the instructions. So I thought, hey.
Oh, boy.
And the doggone thing worked.
Did it?
And the brownie was good.
Okay.
And that was the last time that Easy Bake Oven saw the light of day. So, let's see. What else do we have here?
Oh, boy.
Yes, the original iPad.
Yes, the Etch-a-Sketch. Or,
The Etch-a-Sketch, yeah.
later on, the Magnadoodle.
The Magnadoodle. One thing, I wasn't good at artwork with this thing, but one thing I would do is I would draw, go to the top, draw a line all the way across.
Yeah.
Come down just a little bit, draw another line all the way across, till I got all the way to the bottom, and basically all the filaments in there had been picked up by the magnet, and you could look into it and see the the bars, the crossbars.
I always looked for the little grain of whatever that was that would pick up the filament.
It was like a magnet cone.
Oh,
it was like a little cone that would pick up. Yeah, that was.
Okay.
But I didn't get much use out of those. I had about 2 or 3 of those in
That's
my
why
childhood.
I like my Magnadoodle better.
I did have one of these.
An Evil Knievel?
An Evil Knievel. I got mine right before I believe he went to prison.
Yeah?
I think he beat I believe it was a reporter, half to death with a baseball bat.
Ouch.
And from what I understand, right after I got mine for Christmas, I believe, the sales on this thing plummeted.
I can believe that.
Parents were like, he's not a role model. But I got mine beforehand. I wish I still had it. It'd probably be worth some money. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But that was fun. You'd put that little thing on the ramp, and you'd spin that wheel, and I think there was a release button. It would just take off, and it would do wheelies like that.
Cool.
It was fun stuff. And then, of course, I had one of these. This is the Fisher-Price Garage.
Ooh.
Yep, had a parking garage. It had an elevator.
It's cute.
It is.
It is.
My mom this is probably still in the family. And I don't know where it's at. Probably in an attic, or I don't know, maybe they donated it somewhere. But it had a little ramp. You'd push the car up into it, and the elevator, and it would take the car down. And it made the creepiest sound. It almost creepy. I used to be able to imitate it. I can't do it anymore. Because the imitation would come from your throat, and it'd be a clicking sound. But if you had one of these, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it had little people that would fit in the cars and everything. Now, I had one of these, but I also had, and I don't have a picture of it, one of the toy McDonald's.
Oh.
Yeah, it had a little sliding tray that you push the meals through the drive-thru and everything. And I am proud to say that I still have that. My mom put that in a box and shipped it to me and said, you might want to have this, save it for Seth's kids someday.
Ah.
So, yeah, it went great with that. Now, I got to talk about this. This was one of my favorite toys.
Okay. Talk away.
My grandpa Gibson got me a pair of GE Search 1 walkie-talkies. I think I was about 5 or 6. He got my cousin a matching set, too. These were the old walkie-talkies. There was no squelch on them at all.
Squelch?
Squelch. people in the radio world know what I'm talking about. So squelch is what keeps the radio from going all
Oh,
the
okay.
time.
Okay.
It gets quiet until somebody talks. Modern FM walkie-talkies have that. Back in the 70s, walkie-talkies did not have squelch. You turned it on until somebody keyed up the mic and spoke. And these things were a little bit creepy too. They operated on 1/10 of a watt, which is not very much power.
True.
About 1/10 of a watt. They operated on CB radio channel 14.
Okay.
14. And occasionally, the truckers would drive through the downtown St. Louis area off the highway,
Yeah.
flip over to channel 14 and mess with the kids on the walkie-talkies. Me and my cousin
Oh my goodness.
were traumatized by a truck driver one night telling us that we were operating on an unauthorized frequency and
Oh no.
he was going to send the police. They've already tracked us down.
Oh no.
My cousin was almost in tears. I wasn't worried a bit, which is amazing for me because I had such a sense of fear and worry about things at that age. I could talk about some things that just crazy stuff. But yeah.
But we won't talk about that.
No, we're not going to. But the walkie-talkies. Now, I still had these when we moved up to Michigan. And we had about 12 acres of field and woods. And then there was probably about 40 to 100 acres behind us. So these came in handy for me and my BB gun friends. We'd go out with walkie-talkies and BB guns, and we would hunt rabbits. I never once shot a rabbit. If I did, I just scared him a little bit, and he ran away.
Okay.
I did destroy a couple of birds. I will admit. Yeah. Anyway,
It's okay.
all kids do at that
I
age.
forgive you. No, I didn't.
If you grew up 50s, 60s, and 70s and had a BB gun and lived near the woods, you probably killed some blackbirds. Probably did. And if you didn't, well, okay. So anyway, walkie-talkies.
Okay.
You probably never had a pair, did you?
Actually, yes, I did.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
What were they like? Were they like regular walkie-talkies, or were they like My Little Pony walkie-talkies, or something Fisher Price?
They were gray with, I think they had an orange cap on them.
Oh, okay.
Bright orange. So it's kind of like they weren't My Little Pony ones, but they weren't the real good ones.
Now
either.
the Search One walkie-talkies that are showing here, they're different because they have a little square, looks like a graduation cap on the top of the antenna, and when you push it down, that little cap would be flush into the top of it.
Ah.
So it was supposed to keep those from getting broken, and I think it worked for the most part.
Okay. What's next?
What's next? Hot Wheels cars.
All right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Did I know you didn't play with Hot Wheels cars, did you?
Well, if they were around, yeah.
If they were around. Did you have any at your house?
No.
Okay, but you went over to play at people's houses where they probably had them. I had the racetrack. You'd set it up on top of the TV, or not? The TV. Have it run down to the side on top of the arm of the couch, and then run down onto the floor and see how far you could get it to go across the room. Good stuff.
Come to think of it, I might have had the little racetrack. Either that or my uncle did. Yeah.
Okay.
Not the radio controlled.
Right.
one.
This was your favorite, one of your favorites.
Oh yeah, Spirograph, totally.
When we were dating, she got me a smaller version of this. And I remember playing with one of these at my Grandma Gibson's house, and I liked it back then. It was pretty cool, but I just couldn't get into it again. Couldn't get into it again.
Got him the paper and everything, and he's like, "No."
I tried. I made a couple of circles, and my hand kept jumping off the little loop, so...
Go figure.
You're more of an artistic person than I am. So this is something we had until they were outlawed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Huh.
yard darts. Did you know that these were outlawed?
Yeah, I do. Somebody got killed or something like that.
People getting knocked in the head, foot, legs, everything else. And
Go figure. Sharp
was
objects.
crazy. They do make friendlier versions, with blunt ends on them now, weighted blunt ends. So if you get hit, you might get a concussion, but you're not going to get stabbed.
This is a good thing.
It's all in the name of safety.
This is good.
Yeah. So this is actually a fun game. I wouldn't mind having one of these again maybe when we move. Maybe we can terrorize the neighbor dogs. I don't know. Now, you told me, I asked you if you ever played Jaws or had the Jaws games. Of course, you told me that there were some movies you were not allowed to watch as a kid.
Well, it's not that I wasn't allowed to watch them. It's like, why watch something that's going to horrify you in the middle of your night?
Yeah?
I mean, I was 10, or whatever.
The Jaws movies never scared me.
Oh.
I was more intrigued. But the game, somebody gave us the game,
Yeah?
and we had a lot of fun with it.
Huh.
And basically, that Jaws mouth was held open by rubber bands.
Okay.
And you had like a little probe with a hook on the end, and you had to go reach in and grab things like a spare tire, a little plastic spare tire.
Oh.
A bone, other things. And the trick was to get all that stuff out without the jaws snapping shut on you. That's how that worked.
Okay.
And here's one. I never had this game. Did you have this game?
Yeah,
Life?
we did have the Game of Life.
Yeah. I've played it a couple of times at a couple of folks' house. I never got really into it. But, yeah, that was a popular game in the 70s.
Monopoly.
Oh, my goodness. Monopoly. Still popular today. Probably one of the number one selling games. Last year, we got a friend of ours that gave us the Alamogordo, New Mexico version of Monopoly.
Yeah, he did.
Do we still have it?
Yes, we do.
We didn't pack it up and take it to Arizona.
No, we didn't.
But it probably still has a cellophane wrapper on it, I'm guessing.
I actually don't think so.
We haven't played it.
We haven't played it, but, you know.
We've invited our friend who gave it to us to play it when he's over here to play games. He's like, no way, I don't want to play that. That game takes too long. Monopoly is like, I'll bet of all the games in history ever made, Monopoly's got to be number one, with the exception of the big long card game that was played at the Tombstone, in Tombstone at the Birdcage Theater. You know, that was a card game that lasted like 7 years. So, Operation.
Oh, I hated it. I hated the noise.
Yeah.
Hated the noise.
Take the little needle that was connected to the electrical cable, reach into the hole and pull out the object. And it was always interesting. His eyes were wide open, you know.
Yeah, especially the one that looked like a pencil. That was the hardest one.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I had this game, but I remember the nose would light up and it would buzz real loud. Not my thing either.
Okay, Perfection.
Yeah, did you have this?
Yes.
Yeah, we had it too.
Many a nervous time over trying to get everything in it.
It was little different puzzle pieces that would fit in these holes, and you had to get them all in there before the timer would release the platform. The platform would jump up and push all those little pieces up into the air. The object was to get them all in there before it did.
Probably why I don't like games that have to do with time.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But Pong.
Pong? Did you have a Pong game?
No.
We didn't either, but I had a friend who did. I'm starting to feel deprived. A lot of these games. I never had this game, but I had a friend who did. No, I'm kidding. I had the stuff that I had, my friends didn't have, so it all worked out. But this, I went over to. I thought, well, this is a fun game. This is exciting. Now it bores me to death, bores me to tears. Anything like this. Hey, you want to play this game? They don't even make apps like this on your phone anymore.
Actually, yes, I do.
Well, they shouldn't. I bet they're not downloaded very often. Mm-hmm. I never could get in. I think this was like the first video game ever made.
Yeah, I think it was.
Had a little rotating paddle. That was it. Bunk, 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 bunk. And you had to catch it. Catch it. It was like tennis. This was a great game.
Yeah?
Yeah. This was a fantastic
Never
game.
played it.
This was a word game. I don't remember exactly how it's played. Maybe my cousins do. My grandparents had Probe. My grandparents had this game. It was popular with the adults and the kids.
Okay.
I think basically you made up a word, put the letters in, and you covered it with these snap little plastic covers.
Okay.
And then your friends had to guess the letters, and you'd pull them apart, and there were so many points per letter or something like that. It was an interesting, fun game. I think you can still find this on Amazon. Probably can still find it on eBay for sure. So, let's see. Oh, yeah, Rock'em Sock'em. Isn't that what you called it? Or was it Knock'em Sock'em Rock'em or something like that?
I have absolutely no idea. All I know is they ended up on the wedding cake in the movie Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh. Seth had one of these that was homemade that one of our former pastors gave him.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of a homemade thing, and it worked pretty good. Then you talked about these. I never had these. Romper Stompers.
Yes, and my feet ached by the end of the day if I played that.
I never had anything like this. My grandmother Gibson gave our family a couple of these little... They were similar to that, except they didn't have strings. It was like a flat platform with a pedal on each end. They were attached by a bar in the middle, and you had to walk by balancing and tipping and moving it like this. And it was really, really... It was hard and difficult, challenging, but it was supposed to be good exercise. This is the
Shrinky Dinks.
Shrinky Dinks. I had some of those.
Those were fun.
Yeah.
And then they had fuzzy ones too, where you could put fuzz on them or something like
we
that.
Yeah. We were looking for Shrinky Dinks in Google Images last night, and the first thing that popped up was a Mr. T Shrinky Dink. I was like,
that was
I
funny.
want one.
Oh.
I want one. Yes. And it was on eBay, but they wanted like I think $70 or something for it. I was like,
That's
nope,
so
nope.
funny.
Crazy stuff.
Oh.
Simon,
Yes.
good memory game.
Yes.
You can get apps like this on your phone now. Still buy this in the game section over at
Walmart or Target.
Walmart or Target. Yep. Sit and spin. I didn't have one, but my little brother did. I think he did. Seth had one when he was little.
I had a friend who had one, or maybe it was my cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you could get sick on that thing though.
Oh, I loved it.
Did you?
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. We may talk about in a couple of weeks about playground equipment. You know, the
Ooh.
merry-go-round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody's got a traumatic story to talk about.
Traumatic?
Traumatic, yes.
Yes. Okay.
I didn't have any of these, but I had friends that did. They
Yeah?
Yeah, the live-action Star Wars figures. That was a big thing back in the 70s.
I could have maybe gone for Leia and Han Solo.
Yeah,
but
they had a...
definitely not Darth Vader.
For the smaller ones that are pictured there, they had one that was... you could put them in a case that was shaped like Darth Vader's torso and head. It would open up and you could put them in the case.
I don't know. I'd be afraid to start saying, Luke, I am your father, in the middle of
Yeah.
the night.
Yeah. Just one of those toys that, and I wasn't too interested in. Even when my friends brought theirs over, I was like, that's a boring toy. I didn't, it wasn't my thing either. So, this is a game I think I remember playing, Stay Alive.
Yeah?
You played it though, right?
No, I don't know that I did, actually.
Yeah?
But if I remember correctly, you pulled and pushed the little levers and you lost.
Your marbles would go, yeah,
Marbles,
you'd lose
yeah.
your marbles. They drop down
Figuratively
into the holes.
and literally.
And I think the last one with the marble on the table
yeah,
would win, yeah.
Yeah. Stretch
Stretch
Armstrong.
Armstrong. I never had one of these, but I had a friend who did.
Yeah?
Again, this is not one of those toys that would appeal to me. I had a friend that had one. We were playing with him one day, stretched him out, and he started leaking this like
Ew,
goo
that's
stuff.
So wrong.
Yeah. He looks a little creepy there too. This was one of my first, and I'll put this in quotes, toys.
Okay.
I got mine in 1975.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas, 1975. You would have been, what, 11 months old? 10 months old?
Yeah.
So I was 5 years old. This was a GE tape recorder. Had the little microphone there on the left, and it had a control that was almost like a joystick. You'd have to push it. You know, push it one way for rewind, push it another one for fast forward, and then there was play. And then if you push play and push the red button at the same time, then it would record. And I love that thing. My dad actually had one just like it. And that's why he got me one, because I was constantly playing with his. And
Of course.
he recorded a radio show that was put out over a radio station in Potosi, Missouri. He recorded his show on this. He also used a reel-to-reel tape recorder for a while. But
Cool.
I love a good tape recorder.
I know you do.
Now I have one of those digital voice recorders. They're pretty good. This is another game, real popular.
Trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a noisy game.
Well, Trouble, sorry. Well,
All those things with the poppers, they're
Yeah.
noisy.
yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, what else we got?
Okay, well, then there was this. Who didn't have one of these?
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, what were they? Just water games? I don't know.
Yeah,
what
you'd push the big old white button and...
It would pump air. Push air up and mix it up, and then you'd try to get the rings onto the little spikes. Mm-hmm. Sure, I'm doing too much talking here.
You're doing too much talking? Nah, never.
My throat's a little dry. I got to get a drink here. So.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Hey, yeah, the point of the game was to get the rings on the little spindles.
And keep the cap on tight, the little flip down cap, so it wouldn't leak all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Ma, water.
Now we're gonna talk about one of my favorite toys, and I'm glad that there's a lot of people in there. Don't go anywhere, because I'm about to tell you a story about my Zip the Monkey.
Oh boy, guys, hold on, watch out.
Waiting. Please don't leave. This is gonna be great. So my mother, I don't remember how old I was, somewhere between the ages of 3 and 5. I had a Zip the Monkey doll exactly like this.
Yeah.
And if you look in his little right hand, does a monkey have a hand or a paw? Whatever, that
Hand.
contraption there. He had a plastic banana that was molded into the hand. The hand was sewn onto the arm.
Okay.
And I loved that little monkey. I took it everywhere, and I'd always put that little, any like mouse hole, crevice, crack, whatever.
You still love little monkeys.
I do. I love monkeys. I would put his hands in those little things and just, I don't know why, just push them in there and pull them out. My mother had an old church organ. It was a medium-sized church organ.
Okay.
And it had one of those big volume pedals.
Okay.
You know, that would push you. If you
With
watch
your-
the church organist, you'll watch them push down on the volume pedal.
Right. Yeah.
And one day, I stuck that monkey's banana hand way up into that organ with that,
Oh no.
and it got stuck.
Oh, poor little
And
monkey.
I pulled and pulled and pulled, and I could not, for the life of me, get that banana hand out of there.
Aw.
So I pulled real super hard, and his arm came out, but the banana and the hand did not.
Oh no.
He lost his paw. And I don't know whatever came of that monkey. I still had him for a little while. I think he was leaking some stuffage. Is that a word?
Stuffage? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Radio knees.
Yeah, I think we got rid of that monkey and never did find that hand or the banana. We had that organ for
Decades.
I think years. My mom sold it when we lived on Pettibone Avenue in Flint, Michigan. Somebody came and got it, and the whole time I'm thinking, that guy's going to freak out if he ever finds that banana hand, the guy that bought that organ. So, the monkey that never became an organ grinder. That's what that's right there.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, so that's my Zip the Monkey story.
Yes.
And then we're back to that. So, yeah, that's all of the toys we had. There was another popular game, and that was Twister.
Oh yeah.
Not my thing either, really. Did you like Twister?
I don't know.
I wasn't into games that would make you lose your balance.
Well, you still aren't.
Eventually, yeah. Every day, everything I do is a game that makes you lose your balance these days.
Now.
I'm not kidding you, folks. Sometimes we'll be sitting in church, and Sarah will just be right up against me, or even holding my hand, and she can feel me and sense me kind of lean forward, and I automatically feel that resistance pull back. Will keep me vertical.
And
I
we don't
appreciate
even
that.
need the twister.
Don't need Twister. No, not in this house.
No.
But anyway, well, Sarah,
Yeah?
you got any more memories of kid stuff when you were a kid? You know, toys or anything that you
Oh
played
gosh, there was the perfume maker from Strawberry Shortcake or Barbie.
with? Yeah.
The bristle blocks, Barbie houses, but I never had one. I had a mother that made me a spectacular one, honestly.
I like the yo-yos.
Yo-yos,
Yeah.
Duncan, yeah.
yo-yos, the glow-in-the-dark ones and
yeah.
all that. I never was
Totally.
very good at tricks.
No, me neither.
I had a friend that tied we had a really big slide on the playground when I was
Yeah?
in 9th grade. And he tied about a 20-foot string to his yo-yo, thinking he'd climb up to that was, so it seemed, maybe it was 15. Climbed up to the top of that slide
Yeah.
and tried to yo-yo to get it to come down, go down that far and then come back up.
Didn't work, huh?
There wasn't enough momentum. One day, after recess, he comes in, he's holding that yo-yo, and our teacher, Mr. Armstrong, says, "Oh, Tim, you got a yo-yo. Let me see that." Tim doesn't say a word. He just hands him the yo-yo.
Uh-oh.
He puts it on his finger, starts to do the yo-yo thing. It hits the floor, rolls out into the hall.
Oh, no!
Yep.
So,
that's
wow.
my good friend Tim, yes. So, good stuff. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah, we better cut this out and get out of here. We got folks. It's Saturday, and they got things to do, people to see, games to play,
Yes.
and people to annoy. I'm sure some of us do.
Obviously.
So,
We do.
yeah. Hey, check out our website at cowboycherry.com. And you can see all. Guess what? We got a YouTube channel where all these videos are on. We got 6 or 7 up there now, I think.
Yeah, make sure to subscribe.
And here's the cool thing. I got a domain name and link to it. It's cowboycherrytv.com.
Can't wait.
Yeah. It goes right to the channel page, and it shows all the videos there, right there. So,
Sweet.
good stuff. So, we'll be back next week with
More stuff
more
to
fun
talk
stuff
about.
to talk about, and maybe we'll take a mini trip this week somewhere and take some
Maybe.
pictures and talk about that next time. So
All right.
anyway, we hope you've enjoyed the program. We'll see you next time right here on the Cowboy and Cherry Short Show special video. And we're also on iTunes. You can find us on iTunes if you just want to hear this again for what you might not want to. I don't know. I'm real
Thanks for
energetic.
joining us,
Yeah.
everyone.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.